Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Clark Beckham, your host of The Idol Breakdown. We have so many contestants to go over, and let me start by saying this. I say it a lot, but I feel on this specific episode, I need to say it first. If you're a contestant and you're watching this, don't do that. For many reasons. I know it can be confusing. One contestant was like, yeah, but you literally tag us on Instagram when you post about this episode. I do, because some of you share it, and that is so incredible and by far the number one way these videos grow. And I want to make it easy for you to share. That being said, my job is to be a critic and to share my critical opinion, and a lot of times, most of the time, it is very positive. Sometimes I have to give the negative too. I can't just give just glowing positive things, and then when someone doesn't do well, give like fluffy words to just not say something that could be offensive. For the people that watch this, I have to be authentic and accurate according to my own opinion, and at the end of the day, that's all it is an opinion, okay? Like Theodore Roosevelt said, it's not the critic who counts, it's the man in the arena, that's you. So if you want to actually hear my thoughts and maybe get some critical advice or to help, please DM me. I would love to talk with you as long as you want about my opinions. If you want to hear them, this is not the place for them. That being said, I don't know if I've become a grumpy old man or something, but this episode was underwhelming in my opinion, and I've got lots to say about it. We do have some bright spots, some very bright spots. Number one of those bright spots would be Ray, our first contestant.
Out on the morning rain. But when I knew I had to face another day, oh, Lord, it made me feel so tired.
She sang Natural Woman. This was a great way to start. They continue to give us really good ones right at the beginning. She's got great technique. I love the choices that she made. She's a little bit thin on top, which could be from two things. Well, structurally, like physiologically, that is from a disconnection with breath support, supporting the high mixed voice note that's coming out. And it's not just use more breath. It is a tightrope routine, because if you use too much in the wrong way and it's not centered just right, you'll crack, and then it's then it's real bad. And if you let go too much, it gets thin if you don't push enough. And so it's a whole nother skill, and really it does feel like walking a tightrope when you're up there. But my opinion is it is more impressive to show people what you can do spectacularly well than to show people what you could possibly do and what you can pretty much do, but show us at least the edge of your limitations. Singers that sing and it feels like they have no limits, they only seem like they have no limits because they never let us know what they are. Of course, we all have limits, and we just see the edge of Ray's limit up there, and I don't want her to push past those limits or even push up against them where we can see the edge, because of her voice is so good, and I'm afraid that she's either one of two things. One, feeling like she needs to push and impress, which is a recipe for disaster in Hollywood Week when you're around singers who can sing higher than you and do more runs than you, which happens every year. Or two, it could just be nerves. You are physically restricted. You can't breathe as deeply and as powerfully when you are nervous. So it could literally just be that. Overall, she's in the running for my favorite audition, And if you voted for her in the prediction contest, it's a good vote, a very good vote. Then we have more.
I hope you found your way home.
He sang an original song called Strong. Man, the first line. So the song is about seeing a picture of his mother who was tragically killed by his father when he was 2. Let me just lay that out there. And then he opens up and the line is, a picture's worth 1,000 words, but I've only got a few. Mama, I hope you found your way home. What am I supposed to do with that? I feel like I just need to curl up into a ball in the chair behind me and just weep. My goodness, what an incredible ability to harness tough life, real things into a piece of art that makes strangers like me feel him and get a taste of that emotion. And that's what art is. It's an expression of human emotion, and that's why I'm always so, and idol people are so bullish on you have to feel it authentically, and he gives us that. It's very original, very artistic voice. Could totally see him as an artist with a bunch of albums touring right now. If my friend was like, dude, check this new artist out, and showed me him, I'm like, sweet, where's his tour? He has some vocal limitations. I don't feel like he has a big voice, but who cares? Who cares? Because he can do whatever he wants to. He might run into issues on the show when he's forced to do different genres, but maybe not. You will find out. I like more. Julia Sienna.
Would you give all your life? 'Cause I would.
Julia is another wonderful singer with a beautiful voice. Police officer. She handcuffs Luke. Has a beautiful, kind of a dark covered tone, and then lets it out nice and wide and sharp and airy and pretty, and really knows how to use the gas pedal. Knows when to push down, knows when to let off. Those dynamics can be so beautiful when they're paired with really pretty falsetto, and she is a master craftsman of a singer. When she is singing, she is bobbing and weaving and going up and down with the ebbs and flows, using her voice to take us on this beautiful painting of a journey. I'm mixing analogies, but that's how I feel. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. You might not realize that you're subscribed and you'd like to be. This doesn't affect you in any way. It affects me in a lot of ways. It helps this video get pushed to other people. Most of my views come from the sidebar, and when I get more likes and subscribers, YouTube pushes that to more people's sidebars, especially people who are watching American Idol. And American Idol has like millions of views on their stuff, and that would be fun for this community to see that growth. So that's how you can make that happen. And if you want to get notifications so you don't miss when I post these, that could be really fun too. I might be moving, actually, let's just say I am moving these episodes from Wednesday to Thursday. So if you don't want to get confused, and if I change something again because of scheduling, because I'm touring quite a bit this season, just hit the notification bell and you'll never miss an episode, okay? But officially, next week we're moving to Thursday night. And if they do 2 episodes a week, it'll go Thursday, Friday. Okay, let's talk about Jake Thistle.
Just ain't got the time.
He's saying can't find my way home. Guitar sounds good. Definitely has a Bryan Adams voice. Beautiful smile. Really like this guy. Bryan Adams is the guy who goes, everything I do it for you. Like soft, gentle rasp that just feels so good. He's giving that. And I like him a lot. We have Landon.
Lay down your last gold dollar. Lay down your gold watch and chain.
Who's saying Little Maggie. Bluegrass guy. Very proud Kentucky boy, soccer player. Love his passion, love his pride in his where he lives and where he's from and where he's come from. I'm not a bluegrass guy, so I can't speak on that a lot. I didn't enjoy the audition that much, and the song his playing wasn't really in the pocket. So it's quick. It's like that kind of a feel, but it felt a little like the tempo was ebbing and flowing, which typically you don't want to do. You want to lock into the pocket, lock into the meter, into the tempo, and it felt like he was drifting around. He was great. I think if I was a bluegrass fan, I'd be down. I'm just not a country or bluegrass guy, and I feel like that's a sin for me to say because I'm born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, and I've just never been into it. So we'll just see. We'll see what he does. Then they show a trio of people, and there's a little like, we're Idol University. We coach people, which I think is awesome because they are really good coaches in the past when they've told people like, hey, try this. Usually works out pretty well. We've got Landon McGraw, Vika, or maybe Vika, and then Brenna Brigman. Landon.
I pray I'm not out on my own.
I liked his voice. Gave him some notes. Sounded good and moved on. Didn't see a lot of him. He went through. Vika is what I'm going to say her name is.
He is 7 years longer than me. Don't you know?
Was kind of doing the singing in cursive indie girl thing. And typically, I'm like, most people are like, that's not singing. Don't sing like that. And I'm like, yeah, a lot of people probably would have told David Bowie the same thing. Like, that's not singing. What are you doing? A lot of people probably would have told Michael McDonald the same thing. Like, get out of the back of your throat. So I don't think it's smart to just totally throw out any type of style that you don't like as objectively wrong. That being said, I thought it was a little too strong, the singing in cursive thing. Luke mentioned it, said sing happy birthday. She has this beautiful tone, beautiful voice, and it was better. She goes through. We're letting a lot of people through. And it's not just Vika. It is probably 70% of the contestants on this episode are getting through, and I'm thinking, I can name you 10 people right now that are my homies that do not have a career that could like wipe the floor with these people. And I know that's harsh, but there are a lot of, in my critical opinion, and it's just an opinion, there are a lot of average singers on this episode. We have, and that is not toward Vika. I think I've said her name Vika and Vika both ways every time I say her name. That's not pointed to her necessarily. 70% of the contestants on this episode for me are like, I don't know, dude. I kind of think these are Hollywood Week fodder. There's a huge cut, and buddy, I think they're all getting cut on this one, and that's just where I'm at. Then we have Brenna Brigman, who sings My Church.
I've cussed on a Sunday. I've cheated and I've lied.
First song she sang, I was kind of thinking, okay, cool. Big voice, tons of pitch issues. trying too much, not executing. And then the second song, they're like, can you sing something else, maybe without the piano? And then she sings, and it's like different world of a singer. And she sounds awesome. I loved her voice. Pitch was perfect, was right on all of a sudden. And playing piano when you aren't really comfortable can be a huge focus detractor from your singing. And when it comes to singing on pitch, focus is the currency of intonation. It feels like a quote right there. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Before we do, just a quick heads up. If you want more American Idol content, I have channel memberships for that. There are 2 tiers. Tell them to you real quick. The Groove Crew tier is $5 and gets you my Idol Unfiltered video, which is just a short. The next morning I upload just my run through of all my notes, basically a condensed version of this episode, except I have absolutely no filter and I just say how I feel, which makes me nervous, but that's just what it is. And then you also get to participate in the prediction contest, which right now you predict who my favorite contestant was of the audition episode. And then once live shows start, it'll be my favorite performance and also who you think goes home. And we tally up all the points at the end of the season. And the winner of the prediction league gets an Idol Oracle trophy shipped to them with a note from me. It's real physical hardware there. Second tier is the Inner Circle, which is $10 a month. The same perks as the Groove Crew tier, but you also get a rotating question featured in every breakdown video like this. And if I don't answer it, I will answer it in an ongoing private voice note Q&A that will be open the whole season. So any question you have that you want me to answer, I will answer it myself in a voice note directly to you. Okay? So that's how that works. And I'll pick one of those questions to be featured on an episode. Totally optional, but if you want the behind the scenes thoughts and where my mind is, that's where all that stuff lives. Right now, we have a leaderboard of Grayson. We have a 4-way tie for number 1. We have Grayson Ashihara. We have sub 130. We have Whale Thumbs. And we have Thomas Franklinster, all guessing Roel as my favorite audition of the previous episode, which was the correct answer. All right, Maddie Reynolds.
I don't wanna kiss someone else's neck and have to pretend.
Felt pretty strained. I don't think he can sing like that for a whole show, but it was a vibe. I am surprised he gets a yes. And they just keep sending them through. Bella Emery.
One goes missing, walking right down Main.
Saying I'm a little crazy. She finished notes really well. There's some vibrato and falsetto that she would just apply to the end of notes that was very pleasant. Carrie said she felt comfortable telling a story, which was very well said. That's how it felt. I was drawn in by her. Wasn't giving a lot vocally, but was a vibe. She goes through. Bartley.
Wanna hit the highway while the engine rolls.
Sings Leon Bridges, Texas Sun is the song name. Really high energy, great showmanship. A guy that is very easy to like, very easy to root for. Very nice, pretty tone. And that's about where it ends. His vocal ability is there, but it's not anything that's grabbing me. His personality is the best thing that he has. And again, his tone is bright and nice and it's pleasant to listen to, much like his attitude. But I just don't think he stacks up to some of the contestants we've had in previous episodes. Chloe Lauren.
I was your favorite. I believed in you for so long.
Sings Maybe. She's a stay-at-home mom. Chloe has beautiful breaks in her voice that she uses so well where it feels like it's breaking up, but it's just applied and placed in the most perfect emotional spots. She kind of starts rough and then locks in. And the last 75% of her song was just fire. I think she might be a bona fide, certified monster. And we don't quite know it yet. But I feel like I got a glimpse in there, and the nerves are very significant, and it's a real thing. And they don't really get better, at least they didn't for me, when you get to Hollywood Week. But then they do. Once you've done a couple rounds and you're like, all right, I'm getting in the hang of this. If she really handles her nerves and starts to flourish, she could be one of the best of the season. Jason Garner. Saying On My Knees. Dude, I dug this guy. Rocking hard. We know exactly who he is. There's no question. There's no internal searching that he needs to do to find the artist that he's going to be. He, like, pulled his guitar behind his head and was playing like that for a while, which I don't know. I've never liked when anyone has ever done that in the history of music. Just when they, it's like, oh, okay, what are we doing? Like, the dynamics, like, it's not hard. Like, the dynamics are here, and when they're here, they don't change. It's not like you're playing like this. Anyway, that's just a weird thing that I've never understood. And it felt weird for him singing like that. But the dude commits, and he goes for it. Abiyemi.
Great and glory, we got Mama Star.
Soulful. True, deep soul in her, and it comes out when she sings. She's very interesting to me. So she's 15, which blew my mind. And it's not just, wow, she's 15, she sounds so good. It seems like she feels so deeply. And when she revealed that she is an award-winning poet, that makes sense to me. Because that tells me that she is emotionally introspective, and that trait is what separates life-changing singers and great singers. And voice was very soulful. She had a run or two in there just to show, like, I do have this in my tool belt. I do think, I hate when people say what I'm about to say. I think in a couple years she'll be in a different world than she's in right now. Even though she sounds mature and sounds great, I don't think her voice is fully matured yet, even though it's nice and it's good and it's deep and it has a lot of depth to it. This would be hard for me to say no to because she's so developed already, but I think she would probably take a better run at this competition in a couple years, and maybe she can. I don't know. Maybe she does that, unless she just goes all the way and wins, which would be way more fun. Mia.
Here I am alone between the heavens and the earth.
14 years old. She plays piano and has this huge voice. I'm like, holy cow, 14 years old. Carrie says, not yet. They do say not yet. You're too young, pretty much. To her, she cries. I get it. That's sad. And it's so frustrating. As someone who started singing when they were 7 and performing when they were 7, me, I hate when people do what I just did. I was singing that young, and I got that a lot. Well, you're just too young. Man, a couple years, and it was so frustrating, but that doesn't make it any less true. And it's just the truth. It's just the physical nature of our bodies and our voices. We're just not there yet and not ready. But my goodness, what a voice and what great potential. We have Jackson for a little bit.
Still finding out who the heck I am. And I'm so tired.
I thought he had a nice tone, nice country voice, good-looking guy, had a good personality, really fit the mold of a lot of other people they've said yes to, and Luke said not yet. And it could be because they already have a lot of guys like Jackson, or it could be, it felt authentically like Luke was saying, you're not ready yet, which I trust his opinion over mine when it comes to country singers. Mary Jo Young.
You can call me a psycho, you can call me a liar, you can call me...
A former contestant comes back and sings. I do remember reviewing her in previous seasons. I am not a huge fan of this new pop style of singing. This very dark covered tone that is like, I don't know, what comes into my head is like, you know that song that people not make fun of, but they'll like point out of Nicki Minaj when she's like, oh, boom, be the hell of a guy, like that voice. It's like 30% of that is the tone that a lot of pop singers are singing with right now. And maybe it's just me being an old, like cranky old man or something and just like stuck in his ways, not moving and advancing with the times. I just don't love that style. And she really gave us that vibe. Her performance, like her physicality, was very performance-y, and it didn't feel like it was coming from an authentic place. It felt like it came from like, oh, I'm a pop star. Like, I don't want to be convinced you're a pop star. I want to be convinced that your heart is broken and you don't want this guy to call you again. That's what I want to be convinced of, because that is way more interesting. And I've been known to be a stickler and a Nazi about this. But you can really tell when she's smiling at the end. It's like, she's on American Idol. She's auditioning. She sang very well. And she's excited and she's smiling. Come on, Clark. Give me a break. I don't care. If the song is sad and heartbreaking, I want my heart to break. And because we're empathetic creatures, the only way for my heart to break is to see your heart broken. And that's this passing of emotion is the gift of art. Like, that's what art is supposed to do at its highest level. And when it feels very performative, I just don't believe you're actually going through that thing or feeling that thing. And then you're smiling at the end. I know you're not going through that thing. But take it all with a grain of sand, because salt, whatever the expression is, because, I mean, she's on American Idol and she's auditioning for Carrie Underwood, and give her some grace there. But those are my thoughts. And then we have one more person. We've got Chris Tungseth.
Do you have a million questions? Only.
He's like, I'm the last one. And I'm like, all right, where are the tissues? Ready to get hurt again. And then he comes in and he says, I'm so grateful to be here. I am so lucky. I have the best family in the world. And I'm like, yes, maybe just like a nice, uplifting, positive story with a wonderful voice. Let's do that. Kind of like in the beginning where they just give us a real great singing audition and a good vibe. And it's like, send us on our way with something nice and pleasant. Maybe that's the vibe here. And then, nope. His story is very sad. And I'll get to why I think it's good and I think it's important and meaningful that they do that. But I'm feeling like maybe we're gonna be in good spirits here. And then he says that his mom got MS and his dad died of leukemia. Just a 1-2 punch. Hard left jab with just a right hook to the jaw, man. Absolutely heartbreaking. And he has his family there, his brothers and sisters, which praise God that he has that support system. And they do seem so wonderful. And like he says, it's a blessing, it's a gift to hurt so much because that's, means you had someone that meant that much to you. They just have such a great way of coping with these things and feeling this stuff. And he's able to take that and put it in a song, put it in a performance, and emote and relate that depth of pain and emotion to everyone who has ears to hear. And that's exactly what he does. Sings a beautiful song, has a great voice, a better voice than I think we think, if that makes sense. I could just hear a lot more in there, and I'm like, oh, he can rip if he really wanted to. And he's going to get the opportunity in Hollywood Week. Gave a little run at the end. I was like, oh, you devil. You have that as well. Okay. This was a great audition. And as heartbreaking as it was still heartwarming and uplifting with his attitude, with his song, with his family around him, and the way he brought it home was really wonderful. So that's the last audition episode. I didn't even know that. We were going in, I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the last one. And then they said that there's Hollywood Week, but it's in Nashville. Yeah, that's funny that they say that, because I'm actually vegan and my favorite food is steak. Yeah. I eat ham sandwiches, but put turkey on it instead of ham. Are we just saying, whatever we want to say now? Like, you tell me what Hollywood means when you say Hollywood. It's like saying I'm a dentist who works on feet. I don't know what that means to you when you say that, but apparently all of Hollywood Week happened in Nashville. And I'm a little salty that I didn't know about it, because it's here. I'm in Nashville. I would have loved to just walk around, just say hi. So I'm a little salty about that. But next week we start Hollywood Week. They said it's the biggest cut in Idol history. Oof, because it's usually a 50% cut at the first cut, which is insane. So it's going to be more than that. That's a toughie. That's a tough one. So we'll see, and we'll be here riding it out, and I'll keep you updated with everything that's going on and all the things that I feel. I was pretty critical. It's pretty tough this episode, and that scares me because every single season I've ever done this, I am made aware of a contestant who is deeply hurt by words that I say and is deeply affected, and it absolutely breaks my heart, and I consider shutting everything down every season. But it comes down to two things. One, I'm just a critic. It's just my opinion. That's what these videos are for, and I've made it clear. If you're a contestant and you're still watching this, or a family member even, you have to know what this is, and it is your responsibility to protect yourself. And the moment you click play, I've made myself clear, it is not my responsibility to protect you. This is the internet. You have to be careful on what you listen to. When I was a contestant, I listened to all the review videos, and I wish I didn't. So please take my advice and don't watch these anymore. And two, I'm just a dude, man. I'm just a random guy with thoughts and opinions. And I've been dead wrong so many times. So don't worry about what I have to say. And if you really want to know and you think I can help, DM me, and I would love to talk to you as a contestant if you want my thoughts and advice. If you don't, then there's really no reason to watch this, okay? But I'll leave you with this. Theodore Roosevelt said it best. He said, and this goes to you guys too, who are just keyboard warriors and watching this and stuff. Be careful. Now, this comment section, we're all talking about what we feel and what we think and our opinions, and that's fun. You can be a critic here too. But generally speaking, just remember, and I'm speaking to myself here, that it is not the critic who counts. It's not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man or woman who is actually in the arena, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he or she fails, at least they fail while daring greatly. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next week.